love too when he does that beautiful spin to get the speed up. He's like, we gotta get our speed up, and he's like, yeah. And then he does the most unnecessary fast spin I've ever seen.
He's having so much fun.
Yeah, and and then he's making trillion.
Cock his shotgun whilst they're.
Oh man, and his aim is like shotgun shell. Like what? Normally it's a scatter shot. It's like a short range thing, but he nailed those buttons. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
What a beautiful scene.
Just what a beautiful film.
Yeah.
Thank you for introducing it to me, Mark. I'm genuinely very grateful to have this introduced into my life. It's been 33 years of not having watched Deep Rising, and I'm glad it's been corrected.
It's the proudest moment of my life. And we introduced Kevin Culp, who was on Deep Blue Sea, the podcast, to this movie, and he loved it.
He did, yes. I'm glad he did.
I mean, how could you hate this movie?
I don't understand. I don't understand. It was before its time, clearly. Mm-hmm. It should have come out 20 years later. It would have been Best Picture nominee. Deep Rising. It probably wouldn't win. Would have been up against like Moonlight or something. But it would. So, you know.
Imagine that. The winner is Deep Rising. And then they go Moonlight. Everyone's like, whoa, okay, cool. The world's back in order.
That makes more sense. Okay,
yeah. Okay, fair enough. But Deep Rising will forever be known for that. Whoa. If I ever present at the Oscars and I'm doing Best Picture, I'm going to go, and the winner is Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
That movie would be immortalized.
Somebody comes out and tells you, hang on. You've read the card wrong. But you've gone. You've just disappeared. You're out. You've left the stage. You've run.
Oh, the winner's Moonlight 2. Like, I'll be able to say that. But
Moonlight 2, Deep Rising.
for the rest of the world, like not the world, the rest of history, people will say, yeah, this movie won, but the guy announcing it said Deep Blue Sea, the 1999 picture.
If you were in that position, you'd be missing a trick if you weren't saying, and the winner is Movies, Films, and Flicks.
Deep Blue Sea, the podcast.
Yeah.
Read it now. Yeah, if I'm ever on the news, I'm name dropping everything.
Because again, that clip's we've seen around the world. So.
Also, the DVD is only 9 chapters, so if you're thinking about it.
Oh, okay. This changes things. That's not enough chapters for this film. There's more than 9 iconic scenes in this film.
It would be a shame to talk about like 4 iconic moments happening at once.
I mean, we could just spend an hour talking about the jet skis.
Yeah.
Easily.
I think I've done episodes about that on Movies, Films, and Flicks before.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, I've talked a lot about this jet ski scene. And I like it more now. On jet skis, he looks too happy on it. And it throws me off a little bit. But knowing the character, he does let out a yeehaw.
Well, and the yeehaw, I think it's not because he's on a jet ski. It's because he's just fired a shotgun at an elevator to make the doors open. And it worked twice. Like, that's the yeehaw for me. The jet ski's got nothing to do with it. He's smiling in spite of the jet ski at that point.
We should do a episode called Deep Rising 2 and just pretend like we've seen the sequel.
Yeah. we could do that.
Because then it would be real. Then we would it would actually be there.
We could. So, something that we always do on Deep Blue Sea, the podcast, is we look at how deep and how blue what we're talking about is. And God damn it, I tried with Deep Rising to work out how deep and how blue Deep Rising is. This is the metric through which I watch all films now, it turns out. So, we've done this with Deep Blue Sea and Deep Blue Sea 2. How do you reckon it compares, Mark? Do you reckon it's deeper or bluer than either of those films?
Well, I think it's all above surface, except for a couple moments. I mean, maybe the people in the boat are a little bit underwater. I don't know how deep the cruise liner goes. I would say this is less deep and less blue than all those movies.
You would be correct. This is surprisingly perhaps the least blue film I've ever seen. It is about 11% blue, and that's me being generous. Most of this it takes place at night, so it's dark. There are whole swathes of minutes go by with nary anything blue to see. The most blue we get is the fact that Trent is wearing a blue shirt, over which he's wearing a blue check shirt that for half the film he's wearing around his waist, which entertained me to no end. I just love that he did that. Like, he's got to take this outer shirt off. He's not throwing it away. He's tying that around his waist. He's keeping that shirt. That's like his dad's shirt or something. It's a family heirloom. But yeah, depth-wise, it is mostly above water. I did get an average depth of about -5 meters, so about -15 feet. But most of that is based on the 62 seconds towards the start of the film where the sea beast is going along the ocean floor. Because the average depth of the South China Sea is over 1 kilometer deep. Not quite a mile, but over a kilometer. So we have 62 seconds of minus 1.2 kilometers in depth. And then everything else is like above the surface.
Oh, that's great math. I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious.
So yeah, it's significantly less deep and less blue than either of the deep blue sea films.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's a day well spent.
I love this movie. Oh, I'm so glad you did that. Oh, if we cover it in 9 chapters, I can talk about all the doors being opened.
We could do, yes, and the doors close for themselves. I couldn't work out the logic behind that, but it does happen.
Like, are they on a timer and they're just randomly getting through them?
I don't know. Is it some kind of self-destruct protocol, or is the one of the tentacles is up in the control room, just closing the door,
popping them? Beautiful movie.
It's fantastic.
Well, thank you for joining me on this. This was great.
Hey, my pleasure. Genuinely, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Anything you want to promote before we get out of here?
Oh well, listeners, you can listen to Deep Blue Sea the podcast over wherever you can find podcasts, and follow it at Deep Blue Sea Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can read more of my writing over at Life vs Film, lifevsfilm.com. Follow me on Twitter at lifevsfilm, or on Instagram at jcluitt, JAYCLUITT. Or come join the LAM, the largest association of movie blogs. Find it at largeassmovieblogs.com. If you have a film blog or podcast, or want to find some more, then come join the community of us over at the LAM. It's a fun time.
Oh yeah, it's great. I've been part of that since what, 2015?
I think so. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Am I a LAM veteran?
Yeah. Why not? You're. We don't have categories for that kind of thing. But yes, let's call you a LAM veteran, an old hoof at this point.
We could, you can check. Oh, I also want to say hello to everybody in Gambia. We're the #1 thing out there for film reviews. So thank you to everybody for listening. It's amazing. We've been #1 for a couple weeks now. Beautiful. Thank you. You're actually we're beating NPR and Movies, Films, and Flicks.
Oh, nice.
Which is my other podcast. So Movies, Films, and FLIX. And then you can check out my stuff on film theory. I have a new video coming up about Cruella de Vil. If you type in film theory, Mark Hoffmeyer, you can check that one out. I just did one about Minions. I got another one coming out about, I don't want to wreck it. And then if you want to listen to RT is Wrong, I do the research for that. And then Rotten Tomatoes Versus. So check those out. And I have a couple new articles coming out. So if you type in Mark Hoffmeyer Rotten Tomatoes, you'll be able to read my new articles as well. But yeah, that's where you can find me. But oh man, I just want to do this all over. I love this movie.
It is a very, very fun film. If anyone out there has got this far and hasn't watched Deep Rising, then you should definitely do so. It is on Disney Plus right now. That's how I watched it. It's on Disney Plus.
And I think it's getting a new audience because I watched somebody did a YouTube clip that's already gotten, I think, 150,000. And the guy was like, yeah, it's on Disney Plus in the UK. And I watched it and it's amazing. So I think it's really opening up an audience being on Disney Plus. More people are definitely watching it now, which makes me very happy.
Yeah, that's incredible.
All right. Well, thank you this was great, man. Thank you.
No, thank you. So, yeah.
All right. So from me, Mark Hoffmeyer.
And me, Jake Lowe.
This is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.